old and I'm in class 9th, and I'm in Queen Mary's Model Town.
Okay. Okay. Myself, Smriti Datta. And today I am supposed to teach you animal tissues from biology and structure of atom from chemistry, right? So, tell me, which subject do you like more in science, comparing physics, chemistry, and biology?
Bio.
Bio. Same. I also love biology. Okay. So, tell me, should I start with biology or should I start with structure of
Bio.
Same. Okay. So, animal tissues. When I speak about tissues, what is the tissue?
A group of cells.
Hello.
Yeah, a group of cells.
बस 10 मिनट बाद वो भी कर देना चाय बनाने देना 2:30 पे
Tissue is basically a group of cells performing a similar kind of function. Okay? It's like, say for example, I take you and few of your friends and I ask you to perform a task. Each one of your friends represent a cell, and a group of the friends that you form, it will be a tissue. Okay? And the constituents of tissue in plant and animal cells are completely different. Okay? So today we have so animal tissue. In animals, we have basically 4 types of tissues. First will be epithelial tissue, second will be muscular tissue, third will be connective tissue, and fourth will be nervous tissue. Okay? First will be epithelial tissue. What is epithelial tissue? Epithelial tissue is the basic, kind of a layer of cells that forms the outer protective covering in every organ system of our body. Okay? They are, wait, I'll try to present you so that you can, learn in a better way. Just a second, I'll present you. Okay. These are epithelial tissues. They are the cover. Can you see, Eliza?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So epithelial tissues are the covering or protective tissues. It covers most organs and cavities and forms a barrier to separate different body systems. Where are they present? They are present in the skin, lining of the mouth, blood vessels, lung alveoli, and kidney tubules. They help in protecting the internal organs, cavities, and separate the systems of the body. Okay? They are separated by a fibrous basement membrane. See, this is an epithelial tissue. And this layer, this pink layer over here, is the basement membrane. Okay? And epithelial tissues are these square-like tissues with a nucleus in them. And it forms layer by layer over a particular organ or a particular cavity. Okay. Now we have different types of epithelial tissues as well. First, we have simple squamous, this one. Then we have stratified squamous, this one. Then we have columnar squamous, ciliated squamous, cuboidal squamous, and glandular. These are the different type of epithelial tissues. These are epithelial tissues only, but different modifications of epithelial tissues depending on the activity they form. First, we will see simple squamous, this one. Simple squamous, as you can see in the picture, this one, it is a very thin and flat layer of cells which is present in organs like lung, alveoli, where, diffusion of gases occur. Carbon dioxide moves out and oxygen moves in. So if you do not have a thin layer, diffusion of gases is not possible. Could you understand? Aliza?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I do.
Okay. Now we have stratified squamous epithelium. In this cells here, as you can see here, there were only one layer and flat simple cells. Here you can see layer by layer, layer by layer. There is a tall column of layers. Where can you find these kind of cells? You can find these kind of cells in the skin, lining of the mouth and the esophagus. Why are these present in the skin? These are present in the skin so that because the skin is always exposed to rough and tear and wear and all kinds of stress. That is why these kind of cells help in providing protection to the underlying tissues and underlying cells. Also in the mouth, because sometimes we suddenly have hot food, cold food, sudden difference of temperature occurs. If you do not have a thick column of cells, you will not be able to tolerate that sudden change. Do you have any doubt in simple squamous and stratified squamous?
No, ma'am, I don't. But we haven't studied we haven't studied. We just know what epithelial tissues are, and
Okay.
that's it. We haven't.
Oh, you do not have the part?
No, we haven't studied these tissues.
Okay. So it's okay, na? Knowing few extra things, you can, tell your teacher, or you can just integrate it in your answers if you know it more extra, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, simple squamous is a very flat and thin layer of cells. These are present in the lungs where the diffusion of gases occur. Okay? And this is stratified squamous. This stratified means layer of cells. This is present in the skin, in the lining of the mouth. So these are two types of epithelial tissues. Now we have columnar epithelial. These are column-like cells, as you can see, long and tall columns. This is present in the inner lining of the intestine. This helps. Do you know why these are tall? Because these help in absorption and secretion. It also, facilitates movements. As you know, the food that we eat moves through the intestine. It does not move automatically. It moves with the help of these kind of cells. Next, we have ciliated columnar epithelium. These are modifications of these only, but they have cilia. You know what is cilia? These hair-like structures. You can see here, see. The hair-like structures present over the cells. These are present in the respiratory tract, the trachea, the windpipe, where we have mucus. It just pushes down the bristles, the hair-like structure, pushes down the mucus to clear the throat so that we can breathe. This is another modification of columnar epithelium. Now we have cuboidal epithelium. These are present in these are, as the name suggests, cube. These are cube cell, like square shaped cells. These are present in the lining of kidneys, salivary ducts. They are basically for support. They provide support to the glands through secretions. Then we have glandular epithelium. These are present in the glands that secretes different types of hormones. So these are the 6 different types of epithelial tissues. Tell me which one of it carries a doubt, or which one would you like to hear more?
Specifically no one, because
Which one should I explain next? Should I move
You
And do you have
can
any
move
doubt on
forward.
epithelial tissue?
No, but can
I
you
can
just explain the overview of epithelial tissue once again?
Okay, sure. See, this is this is the epithelial tissue. They are the covering or protective tissues. You know, these are the basic tissues that every other organ has. It, as you can see, these are epithelial tissues. It has a basement membrane. It's located in the skin, in the lining of mouth, in the blood vessels, in the lungs, in the kidney tubules. Okay? They are very tightly packed. As you can see, there is no gap between these cells. There is no gap. Okay? And the epithelial tissues regulates exchange of materials. Like there is no gap. Hence, substances outside can enter through it and substances inside from can exit through it. These are epithelial tissues. They are mostly, the covering tissues of organs. They provide protection, and they also help in creating a barrier to separate different organs. Now I'll give you an example. The liver, the stomach, the pancreas, they are all compactly packed in the body, right? In the abdominal region. The it is the epithelial tissue that provides a lining type layer between the different organs. This is the core, function of epithelial tissue. That was the overview.
Okay, I got it. Yeah,
You
yeah.
got?
So it's basically a lining
Yeah. It's
to
basically
separate it.
basically a lining that separates different types of other organs, and it provides protection. Like your skin, if it did not have an epithelial tissue, a minor scratch would have costed you a hemorrhage or injury to your
Yeah.
inner skin cells. Say for example,
Like,
this is the inner cell of your skin, and you have a cut. If the epithelial cells were not present, the cut would have been on your inner layer. Now the cut is on the epithelial layer, and the epithelial layer regenerate very fast. In case of any injury, in case of any damage, they are the quickest cells to repair. That's why they are protective tissues.
you can move forward. I got it.
Okay. So now epithelial tissues we are done with. Now we have connective tissues. Let's see connective tissues. Connective tissue. The word suggests connection. These are the tissues that connect the different parts of the body. The tissue in which cells are basically it's the kind of tissue that connects the different parts of the body, the different zones of the body from head to toe. In this tissue, the cells are loosely spaced and embedded in an intercellular matrix. What does this mean? What is a matrix? A matrix may be jelly-like, may be rigid, may be, solid, may be gaseous. Okay? Say, for example, you have a glass of water and you dissolve a few sand particles in it. The sand particles will not dissolve, but will simply float or settle down in the water, right? So the water is the matrix, and the cells are and the sand particles are the cells. For example, we have the bone. The bone connects the body, the cartilage and the blood. Bone connects the body extracellularly, like through the skeletal system. The blood through the circulatory system. The blood is responsible for transportation of, food, gas, hormones, and everything inside the body. So basically, all these three things come under the connective tissue. Now let's see what the connective tissue has for us. Bone. The first is a bone. What is a bone? Bone is a strong and non-flexible tissue. You can't bend it. It's not flexible. It gives structural support to the body and protects the vital organs. Like the rib cage protects the lungs, protects the heart. So bone is a kind of connective tissue. Now we have cartilage. What is a cartilage? Cartilage is the intermediate between a flexible bone. Cartilage is present in the ear. It's like a flexible bone. It helps in reducing